Hey guys, I'm Chris from Champion Helmets, and today for you I have the review of the AGV Sport Modular. So this is a review that I've been really looking forward to. The AGV Sport Modular is a top-of-the-line modular helmet, and it's always great to review things that are more expensive, the best of the best. Plus, it's also a little bit different than many other modular helmets, which is also pretty cool and pretty interesting. So I will be positive with this helmet. I'm going to be honest, it's a good helmet, so I'm going to say a lot of good things about it. I will let you know though that it does cost $750 US. The recommended retail price including tax. So bear that in mind, and every time I say something nice about it, I don't know, maybe divide that by the cost of the helmet or something, because it is quite expensive. So what sets this helmet apart is the fact that it's made out of carbon fiber. And that means that it's a very light and very strong helmet. And you may ask me, what does that matter? I know other helmets that are made out of carbon fiber, like the roof box of carbon. Well, this is special because the entire chin bar is also made out of carbon, which further helps to improve the strength and to reduce weight. And it's also quite unique among modular helmets. So with the AGV Sport Modular and all this weight loss, it weighs only 1,300 grams. That is practically nothing for a modular helmet, which is typically heavier because you have to reinforce the chin bar more, you need the mechanism to lift up the chin bar and that kind of thing. Like the Shoei Neotech 2, a direct competitor of the Sport Modular, will weigh 1,750 grams. That's quite a lot of weight compared to the 1,300 of the Sport Modular here. So that is a major difference, and it's, I think, the lightest modular helmet out, really. So as part of their kind of weight-saving focus, they've also taken the D-rings here, and they've made them out of titanium instead of steel, which is typical. And what this has done is it has shaved, I'm going to guess, 2.5 grams or something like that off of the overall weight. Yeah, it's not much. I think it might just sound cool, bit of marketing, but it shows also the kind of detail they went into to make it as light as possible. And it's also quite an aerodynamic helmet. As you can see just by looking at it, it's definitely not a slouchy helmet. It's definitely not a bucket. It's definitely not a square or something like that. It's quite sleek. It's quite simple in its design, which I appreciate. We just have 2 ridges here and 1 lip here, which develops into a little spoiler at the back to regulate airflow. And overall, it's a pretty cool looking helmet. The aerodynamics is also helped by this little spoiler at the back, which is movable. So that's it fully opened, and you can have it there if you like, or you can have it here, or you cannot have it. Depends on how you want to ride. What this means is that if you ride in a tuck position, sporty position, you can ride like that, and this will give you a bit more stability and better aerodynamics. And it's a great feature. I'm always happy with that. The fact that it can be changed also gives it good versatility, which is also something I like with this helmet. So the shell is quite aerodynamic, and that contributes to the sportiness of this helmet. And that's something that they've really tried to do. They've tried to make this a sporty modular helmet, which is typically a contradiction of sorts because modular helmets aren't focused on sportiness. But in this case, they've done a pretty good job. So contributing to the sporty aspect of this helmet is the fact that the ventilation is quite good, especially considering we only have 2 vents air inlet vents on the helmet. We have one here and one here. And at the back we have an exit point for all that hot air that's just underneath the spoiler. So, like I said, it's surprising because just 2 vents, but they do it quite well, and they can, slide into different positions, and you can get a good, a good cooling effect. It's also going to help you that inside of the helmet, the EPS liner and the liner itself is designed in such a way to circulate the air and then pull it out the back. That's quite a great feature. So, despite having these sporty elements, I wouldn't call this a sports helmet. That's because the modular helmet just can't really be a sport helmet. It's not going to hold up. It's definitely more of a sport touring helmet. That's not bad. You know, you can take the features of a sport helmet and like align it more into that kind of style. But if you want to take this to the track, you're probably doing yourself a disservice, because it's not going to protect you as well, and it's not going to be as specialized as a full face sporting helmet or a racing helmet. If you want to go to the track, then I wouldn't recommend the Sport Modular, but if you're a sporty tourer or something like that, this is a great helmet. So AGV reckons that they've made a very quiet helmet with the Sport Modular, and I have to agree with them. It is a very quiet helmet. A few people online have given reviews and made comments about how it's not that quiet. I think that really just comes down to fitment though, because if you can have like a helmet half the price of this with a great fit, and it's going to be quieter than this helmet with a bad fit. So if you don't have a quiet helmet and it's the Sport Modular, then try and get a better fit, because that's going to make a world of difference for you. Also in terms of safety. But this is, you know, I can't really tell the difference between this and the Shoei Neotech 2 or the C4 Pro. It comes down to, like I said, your fit. It's going to come down to the day. Is it windy? Is your bike loud? That kind of thing. But it's a very quiet helmet overall. And we have that because it's got that sleek aerodynamic design which pushes air kind of like away from those points. It seals well, and also the liner on the inside is designed to minimize noise pollution for you. Hey, so this might surprise you guys. The Sport Modular has a visor. That's right, a visor. Yeah, so it's pretty standard. As you can see, it's quite good. This is the smoke visor. It comes with a clear visor. And yeah, it's anti-scratch, pin lock prepared. That pin lock is in the box, which is always great. It has the same visor mechanism as the AGV Pista GP R, which is their top-of-the-line racing helmet, and it's a great system overall. It's not as complex as something like the Shoei Neotech 2s, but, you know, it does the job very well, and I'm quite happy with this visor system. Also, you can open it into one of several positions. This is the cracked position, and you can see it's still locked in, so you can do that for a bit of extra ventilation if you want. You have the kind of open, the mostly open, and then the fully open position as well. Good versatility there, you know. If you want it like that, you can have it like that. That's a great feature. I will say though, these two positions in the middle, 1 and 2, they're a little bit weak, and if you go too fast, let's say 80, 90, 100 kilometers an hour, it's going to blow back into this open position. But once it's here, it will stay there. I personally don't know why you're riding at 100 kilometers an hour though with your visor open, because there are a few things more painful, I think, than hitting a B at 100 kilometers an hour. Just my personal opinion, but yeah, let's get back to the helmet. Yeah, so we also have on the inside a drop-down sun visor, which is, you know, one of the more touring aspects of the helmet rather than the sports aspect. It's good for comfort. So there it is. It's a comfortable sun visor. It blocks out the sun pretty well as it's meant to, and you know, it doesn't bother my nose at all. That's pretty personal though. It's going to come down to individual people for the most part. It's controlled using this slider here. This slider is a little bit clunky though, and it's got a bit of a breaking in period. That's going to go as well with the chin bar here. So if I open it up, that's nice and smooth, but once I get to this point, it takes a little bit of force. And that's something that'll decrease over time as the the system gets broken in, and yeah, it'll become much smoother. But for the moment, when you pick it up for the first time, you put it on, just remember that when you try to drop down the sun visor, it can be a little bit difficult. And when you want to put the chin bar up, it's going to pull a little bit on your head, maybe pull your helmet back a little bit, but you know, that'll fade over time. By the time, yeah, you'll stop noticing it and you won't have any issues. Now, back on the inside of the helmet, we have a liner that's made using two materials. Those materials are hot and cold, or for warm and cold weather. The warm material, which is this one here, is called Shalimar, and I can say it's quite nice. It's going to keep you warm and it's very soft. It's overall a good material. On the other side, we have the Ritmo material, and that is going to pull sweat away from you, and it's going to give you a bit more breathability and that kind of thing. So it's nice and cool. Plus we have on the inside a little tag which tells you exactly which side you're using. So it says, what does that say? Reversible warmer side. So this side is the warm side. Thank you for doing that, AGV. It's really annoying when you put on your warm side and it's a 35-degree day. The liner is also removable, washable, antibacterial, all that kind of stuff. So it's a great liner, it's comfortable, and it'll keep you cool or it'll keep you warm depending on what you like. So to just summarize this helmet, it is very lightweight, very comfortable, aerodynamic, and yeah, versatile. Does a lot of different things. It does them pretty much all well, so that's pretty unique. But it is quite expensive at $750 US, and it does have a small breaking-in period with some of the movable parts like the sun visor and the chin bar. Overall though, it's a great helmet. It sits comfortably as one of the top 3 modular helmets with the Shoei Neotech 2 and the Schuberth C4 Pro. And it really deserves that place, if I'm honest. It's a great helmet. So I would recommend this helmet to someone who either has the need for something that's top quality, best of the best, and has the budget to justify that, or to someone who just can't handle heavy helmets. This is the lightest modular helmet you'll get, and if you want a modular helmet and you can't stand the weight of something like the Neotech 2, here you go. So I'll let you guys also know that at championhelmets.com, if you pick up this helmet, you can also pick up the Scato Color Pack Talk Bold system. You get a $150 discount when you buy them at the same time as part of a product bundle. So that's a pretty substantial discount, and overall, it's quite good. You can get that at championhelmets.com. Okay, so if you guys forgot, I am Chris from Champion Helmets. This is the AGV Sport Modular, and this has been our review of it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then leave us a like, and leave a comment down below. Let me know, how do you feel about the price? It is very expensive. Do you think it's justified? And the weight, do you think that the weight being so low also justifies the higher cost? This is a pretty contentious point, so let's talk about it. Anyway, if you like this, then subscribe to our channel. You can see the best of the best for our content when it comes out. You get notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.